All right, good morning and welcome everybody. This is Ron Gillis, and today we're going to go through the new Printronix Genuine Service program, which we're going to show you we feel is the best service solution for you and your customer. So let's take a look at what we're going to talk about today. So today's agenda, we're going to go through the all-new, all-awesome Printronix Genuine Service program launch. I'm going to go through and cover the new Genuine Service brand, program, and then we'll go through a live demo of the new website. We're going to have Fanny Geary Cooperstein go through and take us through the new updated and refreshed service portal. And then Chris Corner, our Director of Service Sales and Technical Support, will walk you through why we believe that the Printronix Genuine Service program is the best solution for you and your customers. And we're going to show you all of this today for the very first time, so we're pretty excited about it. So welcome, and get ready to go through the new service program. And we're going to take that tour through the website as I promised. And this is Ron Gillis, our VP of Sales and Global Service. So let's kind of step back a little bit. I know you've all been working with Printronix for a long time. Service has always been an important part of our business. And we've really put a focus on making service a growth segment for the Printronix business. But we wanted to do that to grow our partners' business as well as ours together. So what we felt we had to do is to create the best service program in the industry so we can win your confidence when you're selling service, that you can actually sell and feel confident that the genuine Printronix service program is your ultimate choice. So to do this, we took a look at it and said, okay, what's really important to the end customer who's ultimately buying service? And why do they choose a service provider, one over another? So the first thing that we found out is we reached out to dozens of service companies. We looked at Zebra One Care program. We looked at home appliance repair like American Home Shield. We took a look at what service programs were around servicing your dishwasher, servicing your refrigerator. We looked at the automotive companies who are the best at, you buy a new car and of course they want you to buy the service contract. So we reached out to a whole variety and a whole bunch of industries to say, what's really important in a service program? And the one thing that came really clear from the end users is they need to trust their service provider, and they need to be assured or guaranteed that if they do need to call in a service provider, they can be trusted and relied on. So when we started building that program, we took a look at that. And when we looked through all this and we're asking the customers, well, what's going to get you that trust? What's going to make you feel like you've got a guaranteed service program? A lot of things came through. One is they really wanted to know, how long have you been in business? Can I rely on you? And it's really a nice thing with Printronix. It's been a mission critical solution provider for over 45 years. So check mark, that's there. That's very important to the customer. The other thing they want to do is to say, I want to track my service. So we took a look at it, and Fanny and our team spent a lot of time working on our new service portal, which you're going to see later. We also heard that we wanted to make sure, or the customer wanted to make sure that if a service technician shows up, they know what to do. This isn't their first time to fix a product. So we wanted to make sure that when you buy a genuine service product and or program and you resell our product, it's going to be done by a Printronix certified technician. Then on the service guaranteed, we also talked about the customer, well, what's really important to you? And they say one thing that's really irritating is if I have a product and a service technician has to keep coming out repetitively, please just take care of my product. So we are launching the new Printronix Service Guarantee Program. And then the other thing that was very important, we're using genuine factory parts. And finally, they said, we'd really like to know what the reference is. And one thing that came really clear to us, we work with a lot of large multinational global Fortune 1000 companies. So they said, we'd like to be able to trust one partner, use similar programs, use similar service portals across the globe. So we said, check mark, we can do that because luckily we are a global company. So this was kind of the genesis, and we've been working on this program for over 6 months. And we're finally today launching it for the first time to our partners. We even said, what's really important to us is not only is Printronix reliable when it comes to our printers, but now when service reliability counts, you can count on Printronix. So let's take a little bit look more on the history, and then we'll jump into the exciting program. So the first thing we had to do was we had to have a global consistent brand. If someone like General Motors, if someone like an international company is looking at it, they want to make sure that our service program looks and feels the same, whether we're in Northern Latin America, whether we're in Europe or the Middle East, and whether we're in India or Asia. And yesterday, we had all different looking programs in our service offering. So when we came up with this new program, we said we really need a new brand. And what does it stand for, and what is it's meaningful to the end user and to you, the partner, to sell and trust our service. So we started out with a new logo, Printronix Genuine Service. The genuine resonated with customers because it was coming from the manufacturer. But then we found more and more about we really want this to be a global offering as well. So we finally modified the logo to combine the new Genuine Service look with the global look and feel that we can provide service in pretty much anywhere around the world. So this is the new look and feel you see on the right-hand side, the new Printronix Genuine Service logo. So the next thing we had to do is, after creating the program, it was very important to also consistently name our service offerings. So easy for you to sell, easy for you to get a price on it, easy for you to understand how much buying service from us it costs, so that you can then make an offer to your end users. So we simplified, and we now today have 4 major service offerings. I'm going to get into a little bit later and talk about some other exciting enhancements to the program, but the core service offerings are now consistently named. We have a service pack, which we've had for quite some time. A service pack is when you sell a new printer and you sell it with a service contract. A maintenance agreement is a service offering that we're offering for printers that are already in the field or have had a competitive service service program on it, and we bring it in under a Printronix maintenance contract. The third thing is now we're offering in North America and across the globe an extended parts coverage program. And this is a new offering. This is the offer if someone has, let's say they're self-serving their printers, or if you have some service technicians and you want to have just a extended parts coverage program, you can now guarantee and buy a extended parts coverage program. And that will be coming out on our new price list in October. And then the last thing we're really excited about, I'm going to dig into a little bit deeper, is our new offering called Printronix CompleteCare. And this is now our effort to not only cover a Printronix product, but to cover a multitude of other brands of products in printers and non-printer technology. So let's take a look at what the new program looks like. So this is now the new look and feel. It's a very simple 2-sided flyer, PDF format. We're going to get into how you can pull it down as a reseller, and then go ahead and present our product. So we've taken all of these elements of what the customers want and put them in a very, very nice, concise flyer. So if you take a look at the flyer, it's going to cover all of the elements that our end users were looking for. We're touting, and we're going to take you through a tour of the new service portal. We cover the major 4 offerings, and then we give you the global companies that trust Printronix. And the other thing that's nice about it is we have a flyer that's with our name on it, but in this white space or with this contact information, we can also add your name and your company logo on this sheet, and you go ahead and send it out to your end user base. So we think it's quite an upgrade. Our old program, as you can see, was the Printronix Part program, and it was sort of just a regular brochure, no people, no engagement. And that's again what end users said, is they want to trust people, and they want to have a good trust and feeling of the company. So now we've added much more life into it and feel it's something that you guys can get excited about. So let's take a little deeper look at this flyer. And if you'll notice, my little eyeballs here are looking at, hey, what's this? So what are some of the things that we're talking about in our service program that'll give you the trust and confidence to sell Printronix service? So the first things we did is we came through, and we now have a series of icons and a series of programs that show the end user that we are a trusted provider for service. The industry leader. We're now touting, we've been in business for 45 years. How many customers, how many companies are in business for 45 years? So for sure, with us, with our long history, we really will give that trust to the end user of using our service, because we really have been providing mission critical equipment for factories, warehouses, and DCs where they need to depend on good service. We offer a global support network. So we have our Printronix offices around the world, we have service providers around the world, and we have service capabilities around the world. The other thing that was really important is the end user said, hey, if you're an ISO certified manufacturer, we'd really trust that, because then we can trust your parts, we can trust your service, and we can trust your processes. And the thing we're really excited about as well to launch today is our service performance guarantee. So we're guaranteed that if you have a Printronix Genuine Service contract, we're gonna make that printer work, and we're gonna service it correctly. We don't care how many service calls it's gonna take. And if it takes too many service calls where it gets too expensive for you or for us to do that, we now have a process in place that if we can't fix it, we will replace your mission critical equipment. So I would think that's a really strong guarantee. And I'm going to get into a little bit later of where you can find this guarantee. So on the right-hand slide, or on the right hand of this slide, you'll see our service performance guarantee. So it's in writing, it is a process. And basically, just to clarify, that the service performance guarantee is covered for any Printronix, Tally-Genicom, or any of our serial impact printers, the S809 or the S828. So when we talk a little bit further in this presentation about CompleteCare and third-party products, we don't have a service performance guarantee to replace that product, but we will make sure that it gets serviced correctly. And anybody that's under an active Printronix Genuine Service contract, you will then get the service performance guarantee. The only thing we ask is that when the printer, if we have to replace it because it's been defective, that it does get back to Printronix within 30 days, so we can inspect it and find out and improve our warranty and our quality. So let's again dig into this new flyer and kind of talk about some of the elements of the program that are all brand new and gives you the confidence to sell our service. So the other thing that was important that I've talked about before is global companies trust Printronix service, and so can you. And what we found is when we're talking to these big companies, they're saying like, well, who else do you service? Can you really handle companies like Honda, General Motors, Nestle, Guidedow, Singapore Airlines, YRC? And the answer is yes, we can. And in fact, we have service contracts today with all of these major global brands for not only Printronix products, but other products like thermal printers, barcode printers, etc. And we have service contracts around the world, so we could actually cover these multinational or multi-global companies. So we felt that that was very important to tout that feature. And in fact, what we even did on our service programs is, so if you have global customers, this is now the same service flyer that we have. This one happens to be for anybody in India. So we can also create these flyers and say, if we have service partners and you want to present to a customer that says, hey, trust our service in the US, but also trust our service in India, in Singapore, in Malaysia, etc. We also have flyers that show you, and also are done in the local language, the local people, and also, if you notice on here, the local URL, so you'd actually go to the India service site and have the same type of offerings that we now have in the US. So just kind of did a very highlight of our new Printronix Genuine Global Service Program. Now an exciting new element to our service offering is a sub-brand called CompleteCare by Printronix. And what we found from customers was, hey, I kind of know Printronix, I trust you to support the Printronix printers, but I didn't know that you cover other products. So when we said just Printronix, it was too narrow or too confining. So we came up with a new sub-brand in our service program called CompleteCare. And the CompleteCare by Printronix is a multi-vendor service sub-brand that allows you to offer service under a multitude of new products. And that really CompleteCare becomes now a centerpiece of service growth for us, and we believe for you. So let's talk a little bit more about what CompleteCare is. So our mission is to service mission critical equipment beyond the Printronix or the Telegenicom name. So we wanted to expand that offering. So we found out that customers wanted to be able to trust all of their equipment in their manufacturing facility, their warehouse, their DC. So now what we have done is we now offer service under rugged mobile devices, thermal barcode printers, lasers, color multifunction printers, and of course, impact and serial printers, not only for the Printronix and TG brand, but IBM, Okidata, and Epson. So we've really expanded now our offering, as you can see in the bottom. We service now hundreds of models of equipment. And so now what we can do is if you're interested in covering a whole fleet of equipment, we can custom quote on a multitude of printers and other DC warehouse products. In addition, we've now formalized a whole bunch of other service offerings. So for example, when we were talking to customers, they go, well, we would really like to have our printer professionally installed. So we said, hey, yeah, of course we can do that. But we also had to come up with a program to do that so that you can offer that service, have a price list for that printer installation, and also set what the guidelines are. So as you see, as we go through the website, we're going to show you some pretty exciting things. We've now added additional services to our offering. That includes extended parts coverage, preventive maintenance programs, our e-cycle program, custom configuration services, and of course, we still have time and material programs on a custom quote basis. So in light of delivering new materials for you, we've also come up with not only the Genuine Service flyer, but we also have a flyer that can be used independently or in conjunction with our Genuine Service, and this is our new CompleteCare flyer. So the CompleteCare flyer follows sort of the same format as we did in the Genuine Service. We're offering the CompleteCare offering, touting our coverage of multi-vendor service, and then of course, reassuring the customer that when you do trust Printronix for your CompleteCare, we still do the same thing, like brand certified repair technicians, genuine service parts, and our service performance guarantee on our products. So we now have a great offering and great materials for you to go ahead and promote to your customer our service offerings. So I've been hiding a few things on the flyer. We talked about what's important for trusting Printronix as your service provider. We talked about global service for our products. But what we really had to pull together was, and the one thing that was super important to all the end users was, I'd really like to have an easy way to track my service. So if you have a line printer, a thermal printer, a barcode printer, we're covering your conveyor belts, we're covering some other products, we want to be able to go one place, a one-stop shop. So we spent a lot of time on working on our service portal. So with no further ado, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Fanny, to go ahead and take you and walk you through the new Printronix service portal. Fanny?
Thank you, Ron. Thank you for joining us. And today I'm going to go ahead and take you through a mini tour of our service portal. Go ahead and take your next screen. There are two methods of getting to our Printronix service portal. You can go through our Printronix website, and under the service menu, which is a new menu, you will see an option there to log into the service portal. You can also jump in by going to printronixservice.com, or there's also another way, if you want a shortcut to the service landing page on the Printronix website, you can go to printronix.com/service. Next. Once you get into your landing page, I do want to point out we've put a lot of information into your landing page. You've got a lot of clicks on the bottom. You can register your printer here. You can look at how-to videos, which could be how to load your ribbon, how to load your paper. We also have drivers for the customer, so if you wanted to send them a driver, you can easily access that there, along with manuals and frequently asked questions. We've divided it into two sections. You have your left section, which are all your reportings, and then your quick view on the right. We'll go into the quick view later, but for now I want to show you how quickly we can open a service request. So you want to click on your first button, which is create a service call. When you do that, it's going to list all of the customers' printers. So for example, if you as a partner have multiple customers, you will be able to see here all of your customers' printers by serial number. Now I just want to point out that there could be two ways of looking at a portal. You can have your partner view, which you can see all of your customers, as well as we can create a login for your customer where your customer can only see their printers. So it could be a multi-level platform for you as well. So when you do create a service call and you click on the serial number you want to open, there's going to be red fields that you see. All the red fields need to be completed and verified. Type in your description of your problem. Please be as, informative as you can be as to what the issue is, and then you would click on place call. Next. Once you hit the place call, you're going to have a service ticket in hand right away. And at the same time, you're going to get an email. That email is going to have a link for you to be able to access that ticket. So let's say you're on the road and you want to check the status of a call. You can open your email with your phone, click on the open service call status on your email, and that'll jump you to your ticket. If you look at the ticket on the left-hand side, you can see there's a service call log. That is complete transparency that shows you when the call was opened, who opened it, when was the tech dispatched, how many times the technician speak to the user. All of that's going to be transparent and available for you to see. Go ahead, next. Now, there's the reportings that we have. A lot of them are very helpful for you to have a reason to contact your customer. So the first one is called the open call list. So if you do have your customers on the portal and they're logging in calls, you can go to the open call list and see what calls your customers have opened, as well as the calls that you have opened. Let's go to the next one. Now, in all of these menu options, there's going to be a save to Excel. So the service call history is going to show you everything that's been opened and closed for all of your customer. As a partner, you want to be able to run reporting for your customer. In the past, if a customer needed a report, they would go to you. You would come to Printronix. We would run the report for you, do the analytics, and it would take 2 to 3 days for you to get the information back. What the service portal is doing for you as a partner is it's giving you the information right on hand at your request. So you would click on the service call history, runs all the report, you can save the file to Excel, and then you can do your analytics there. With that information, you can also take a look at who's having a high call volume. Maybe they need a call. Any opportunity for you to have a touch point for your customer is a good touch point. Even if there's no service calls for that customer, that is also good information, because that means maybe you should call your customer and offer them a preventative maintenance or something, just so that they can have a touch point from you and Printronix. The next one. And printers under contract. So as a partner, again, you're managing multiple customers on multiple printers. If you run your printers under contract report, it'll give you the printer serial number, the model, the manufacturer, where that printer is located, what the contract number for that is, and when your expiration of that contract is as well. And what you can do is you can take 90 days prior to your expiration dates. You would run your report of all the printers that are under contract, cross-reference that with your service call history, and now you have you can have a very intelligent conversation with your customer about what they're experiencing with the printers, and then see if there's any opportunities for replacement of printers, opportunities for maybe an additional printer. If they're running one printer really hard, they're running it 24 hours a day, and they would benefit from having a backup. This is the type of data that you would need in order to have that touch conversation with your customer. Next. One new option that we have on the top right, there's going to be a My Menu option where you can jump to different parts of the service portal. But the additional one is called the company profile. Let's go to next. Now, as a partner, you don't have one login. Actually, anyone, I'm sorry, not just partners, but even an end user, you can have multiple logins. So if you have your region separated by east, west, and central, you've got 3 different salespeople. Those 3 different salespeople can have the portal customized for their customers, so they're only seeing their customers. But maybe at some point, as it happens, territories get changed. It's very quick for you to be able to come into the company profile and change that information. So when we do have communication, we're sending the communication to the right person that's associated with that account. Now, on the right-hand side, we have these quick views. So if you are having your customers log in with their portal, you could log into your service portal and see what activity is going on in their location. So in this example, there's been 3 service calls. And if I wanted to take a deeper dive into a service call, I would punch in the service ticket number, hit search, and you're going to get a pop-up of the service call. I did want to also point out that at the top left, there is a logo that says Printronix Genuine Service. That's your home button. So it is a functionality. If you've gotten down to, you've exported something to Excel, if you want to go back to your home page, you can just click on that. Next. So let's just say you want to be able to open a call, but you don't want to have to log in. You can do that. You would just type in your serial number on the landing page from printronixservice.com on the right-hand side, and it'll pop up a ticket for you as well. And it asks you for all the information. The main difference is it's not going to give you a list to pick out a serial number. It's going to give you a place for you to put a serial number and hit search. I did want to take one moment. There is a button, a yellow button below the girl with the headset that says register now. So if you want to be able to use our service portal, just go ahead and click on register now. That'll notify us that you would like to be participate in our portal, and then I would be able to set you up. Next. So if there are any additional information, or if you want me to have a one-on-one with you on the service portal, please feel free to let me know. I'd be more than happy to walk you through that and see what else we can do for you.
Yeah, so Fanny, why don't you, let's show them the exciting stuff. So hang on there and help me out here, okay?
Okie dokie.
So Fanny just walked you through all of the elements of the new service portal, which is pretty exciting. But what we've done, I think for one of the first times in Printronix, is we've actually delivered to you now all of this information that's online on our printronix.com site. So I just simply clicked over to printronix.com, and if you'll notice on our home page right now, we have a new tab called Service. And in this Service tab, we have our service offerings, our CompleteCare program. We're going to talk about this later, about our factory parts, but also about our service portal. So it was nice of Fanny showed you some static pictures of it. Well, why don't we go ahead, and Fanny, let's take them through, give them a little tour of your service portal. So let me get down to here.
Okay, just make sure you, we're still seeing your
Oh,
PowerPoint.
I did not get that share. Hang on for a second.
Here we go.
It was so exciting, and I didn't even get to hang on here. Usually it switches right over. How's that? Does that look better?
There we go. Thank you.
I'm sorry, guys. Let's just kind of repeat that a little bit. So this is now the new service tab on printronix.com. So as I mentioned, if you go to service, all of these programs, all these offerings, all of these flyers, everything that we're talking about today, you don't have to ask us to email or go to different sites or talk to your sales rep. Everything is now online. So the new service offering, and we're going to scroll back, we're going to come back to the top, but since the new portal was up there, let's take a look at the new service portal. So Fanny just talked about that. So I'm going to click on the service portal. Excuse me. In there is a service portal that Fanny was talking about, but this time it's live. So Fanny, would you like me to maybe pop in and show something?
Yeah, we've got your predefined serial number. Go ahead and click search on that. You can open a ticket in minutes, really. It's going to auto-populate all your location. You want to type in your printer problem. You want to be able to add your contact information. And make sure you validate that the address is correct. So we make sure we send the tech to the right area, and you hit place call. And that's as easy as it is to open a ticket.
Great. And now I'm going to have a service call come to my house. Let's see.
Yes. We're gonna fix that fridge for the last time, dang it.
Right. And boom, as fast as that. And hey, by the way, Fanny, I just got an email that said that my ticket or my service has been acknowledged.
Perfect. You want to keep that email. I also want to point out there is a yellow button right there, questions or comments about this service call. If you wanted to communicate with our tech support team without having to place an actual phone call, you can click on that button and it's going to give you a pop-up where you can communicate directly with our tech support team. So that's helpful. Let's say if you're going to step out for lunch, you want to leave someone else in charge, you want to just put a note in there, and that way it's completely logged and it keeps us transparent and accountable.
And then it says that you got the question and saved.
Uh-huh. Yep, and there you go. It's added to your log, and that automatically populates to our tech team. Let them know, you know, Ron's got a question. Make sure you jump on that.
So great. So that's a live demo of the service program. Let's also go back. I'm going to jump back. So this again, you can find this on the Printronix.com website. It's pretty much all over. There's a couple places where you can actually get to the service portal. And then anything else you want to show on the service portal, Fanny?
I'd also like to show them how they would like to place a call without having a printer under contract.
Okay. So would you like me to go to service portal again?
Actually, there is a request service button. There's a button at the bottom right there with the tools.
Hang on, yeah.
Scroll down. There you go. Next one to the left. Request a service. So if your customer is not currently covered under contract, but you still want us to open a request, you can click on that, fill out the information, and we'll get back to you within a couple hours to set up a service call for you or get a quote together.
It's excellent.
Mm-hmm. Trying to give you guys a lot of information all at once.
And the other thing that's important to show that on our service portal, it's now live, you know, on our site. Not only do we have request service where Fanny showed you can register, we've also put a whole bunch of help FAQs, some of the manuals for our current products that are under service. We have drivers and downloads. The other thing that's really nice is, you know, to prevent some of your time from being more efficient, we've put all the videos on here for commonly asked questions like how to install a cartridge ribbon, or basic cleaning techniques, how to load forms, clearing paper jams. So a lot of these little routine things, you know, you may not have to spend time on a lot of technical support, but saying, hey, go there's FAQs. We've now put our new serial impact printers under the SA28, SA29. So we have a lot of these videos now on that service portal, or you can access them from the service site itself. Not only do we have the how-to videos, we have register your products. So you can now register your products. So you now are registering that end user with the warranty information, drivers and downloads we mentioned, and then FAQs. So, and then you can also register now right on this button too, right, Fanny? So request service and register now, all the same thing.
That is correct, yes.
So, all right, anything else on the service portal you'd like to show?
Well, go ahead and scroll up to the top. I want to point out the how all the flyers are available for you. So if you want to learn about Genuine Service, you've got your flyer there. In the past, a lot of our documentations have been scattered throughout our entire website. Everything is for you in one landing page. That is something that is completely new for us, is to make sure that everything is available for you. Yeah. So all these top buttons will jump you to different sections of the service page.
Yeah, and so what I'll do is I'll cover here. So in our Genuine Service program, as we mentioned in the PowerPoint, if you want to learn more, you can click on Learn More. Here it's highlighting our Genuine Service program. So let's go ahead and take a look at our service offerings. Remember we told you we had 4 service offerings? Well, they're all right there. You want some help, you want to get a quote on CompleteCare, hit the Get a Quote button, and we'll go ahead and give you a quotation on these multi-vendor offerings. We also have offered, as Fanny said, is if you want to get, for example, the PDF for the brochure, we can again go here. We want to download that Genuine Service PDF. This is a Genuine Service flyer that we mentioned. Just taking a second to load here. I'm on my home internet today. Wonderful working at home, so it's not as fast as the office. And there is our genuine Printronix service offering. You can now download that. You don't have to call your customer service rep. You have to call your sales rep. You can just simply download that and share it with your customer. We also have a new feature showing all of our additional services. So as we talked about our genuine service offering in CompleteCare, people wanted to know, what's a printer installation and setup? What does that consist of? What if I want to promote that as an extra service offering to my end user customer? Well, we now have information on our on-site printer installation. It tells you, what the cost of it is, tells you what we're going to do. And what's really nice about it is if you look at this flyer, and we're making everything much more interactive. A lot of people say, well, what is an installation? What is Printronix offering? And B, what does the end user need to do to be ready for it? So if you click at the bottom of this flyer, they're all now hot links, and it tells you exactly what the expectations are of a Printronix on-site printer service installation and what we need the customer to do before you go out there to do that installation. So make sure that everything is ready from the end user standpoint, so it makes your time much more efficient. The other thing that's kind of neat right now is instead of having to have a manual order process, you simply click on this. It takes you to a website where if you want to go ahead and order it, we tell you what the part number is, tells you how to order it online. It'll also, if it doesn't right now, when you log in under your own, login for Printronix, it will also calculate your reseller discount. So it comes up as default is retail, but when you log in under your own portal, you'll then get your dealer price. You can add that to your cart, check it out. And then also we're adding things. Oh, by the way, did you also know that we provide and we're offering now a Printronix e-cycle program? We're getting more and more requests of people saying, hey, I'm no longer using this printer, or I'm getting a new one, but I don't want the old one. So we don't want to just give these printers away. So we're offering an e-cycle program for $299. We'll pick it up, we'll bring it back, we'll take care of that printer for you. You can sell that, make money on it, and again, we can just go ahead and go right into the shopping cart and go ahead and order it. Here I've got 2 in my shopping cart, $598. And then on add coupon is that in some cases, when you're selling and refreshing new printers, we'll offer that e-cycle program for free. So you can add that coupon as a reseller into there, and then it's a no charge e-cycle. And we're doing that for any P8s or TG 6800s. Okay. So let's go back to the website, and I'm kind of rambling on here. So Fanny, anything else you'd like me to show you on the website? Otherwise, I would encourage everybody to just play around with our new service website and see how exciting and how much is now all online. And we also have our CompleteCare as well.
No, I think you've covered it very well. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Back to the program here. Let me go back to the right share screen. Okay, that was our tour of the website. Thanks for helping me out, Fanny.
Absolutely.
All right. So here's a sort of a summary of all the offerings we just showed you. And it's hard to go through all of the sites. So if you want a tour of the site, anybody in the service team can help you out. Just a quick summary. We're now offering our service pack, maintenance agreements, extended parts coverage, and CompleteCare. And all additional services that are new are our preventive maintenance. So here's our new preventive maintenance flyer, our on-site printer installation that I just showed you, our new e-cycle program, and also custom configuration services where if you need printer configurations, forms testing, etc., we can now all do that in a custom quote. So now let's go on and let me hand this over to Chris. He's going to take you through why he believes this may be your best service program in the industry today. So Chris, let me get you started.
Hey, thanks, Ron. Well, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Appreciate your attendance and giving us the opportunity to talk with you. Ron did a great job of walking through what we have is new, walking through the tools. Fanny showed you what I feel is truly our significant differentiator in that service portal, as that drives a lot of opportunity for yourself with your accounts, and I'll explain. What I'm going to talk a little bit about is the benefits. what are those tools and what are the benefits to yourself? What are the benefits to the end user? And how can we take advantage, make some opportunity out of that? The number one benefit from a partner, from your perspective, is right now hardware sales are tough. Capital sales are tough. They're not getting easier. Capital expenditure plans are pended. And sales in this area just aren't brisk right now. They're not brisk enough for any of us. But that's not the case right now with service sales. In fact, our contract renewals this year are higher than what we were last year. It's taken a little work. It's taken a lot of communication to ensure that we get those contract renewals. But we have processes in place to help ensure that those end users continue to help to renew that. And I want to bring that forward because at this point, we can help improve your margin in this area. You have to take advantage of the services, the annuity stream at this point, as capital expenditures, as I mentioned, are slower. So I'd like to encourage you to take a look at your current opportunities and bring that to us and see what we can provide. You have absolutely nothing to lose because you can always stay with your incumbent. But what we're finding is many times we can find the 5 to 7 to even 10% difference that can come right back to yourself, or you can feed it off to your end user, but you have that tool in your toolbox. The second thing from a partner is you're going to enhance your account satisfaction. This service process that Fanny, Ron, that our service team has put together, we honed it with end user experience in the forefront. And what I mean by that is we literally went step by step with how will an end user see this? What is the next step the end user is going to do? Where are we going to, is it intuitive? So fundamentally, we've taken each step in the end user shoes to make sure that this works. And when your end user is satisfied, when they're getting the information and the service that they need, your life is going to be a lot easier. Fundamentally, our process allows you to do what you do and allows us to take care of the service without concerns in the background. From an end user's perspective, the service performance guarantee. There is absolutely no stronger guarantee in the industry, and I'll encourage you to go out and look for that. We have manufacturers that will replace a lemon, and if it's within a warranty period, they'll take care of you. But in our case, if you have the Printronix hardware, if you're running P8000s, SIDMs, if you're running your Telegenicom 6800s, it doesn't matter if it's within warranty or out of warranty. If we have to work on that hardware 3 times within the same calendar year, it is now eligible for replacement. That's an extremely strong guarantee that I believe at this point is unmatched. Next point, improve management fleet from your end user. That Printronix service portal, it absolutely simplifies what your end user is going to do. They can see their entire inventory. They can manage multiple locations. They can see the different multiple contracts. So your service portal shows 1, 2, 3, 4 contracts. It's not just a contract and here's your hardware. No, it's here's all your hardware and here's all of your contracts next to the hardware. Here's the contract renewal dates for those contracts, etc. And then finally, from an end user perspective, a single service provider with CompleteCare. We understand that Printronix hardware is a niche hardware. It's for industrial, but it's not the only printer. It's not the only platform your accounts are using. And if you have 2 or 3 platforms, or if you have 4 or 5 multiple brands, there's a great chance that your end user, your account has 3 or 4 or 5 different service providers taking care of them. And we can squash that. We can make this much easier so that they understand, your accounts will understand there's a single phone call, there's a single online tool that I can use to take care of this. And the expectations of that tool, after they've used it once or twice, they'll realize I get a phone call back within the first hour. I'm online with somebody with a diagnosis within the first hour. If we have to set up time, they'll work with me as to when they will show up tomorrow. They'll ask me, when do you want us there tomorrow? But we get that next day business, and we can do 24/7. So bring us those opportunities to better understand what you need and help create that opportunity. Next slide. What are some reasons to reach out to your customers? We're trying to open doors. We're trying to create doors. The more opportunity you have to talk to your customers, the deeper you get ingrained with your customers. And number one, leverage that service performance guarantee. Specifically, if it's an active contract, here's something new for someone that's been with us for a few years. Call them and let them know that you realize what Printronix has done. They've stepped up. If you're having any troubles with that machine, let me know. Dig into what their true feelings are about the Printronix hardware and their current satisfaction level, and deliver this one. It's just such a strong statement. You can introduce CompleteCare for their multi-vendor account. There's a second reason to get a hold of your customer. Possibly you'll even better learn what hardware they have in their organization outside of the hardware that you're currently working with them. You can update your accounts on the service portal. Benefits from a management perspective. So there's another reason to contact the customer. Talk to them about the service portal. Walk them through the service portal. Let them look up a service call. And by all means, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, we'll do that for you. Reach out to me. I'll gladly hold that conversation. Family will gladly hold. We have a half a dozen people on our team that could sit with your account and walk them through and show the benefits of such a service portal. So that's extremely beneficial. A fourth reason, new collateral. We have different offerings. If you're looking for a reason to give them a call, take out the Genuine Service. Take out the Genuine Service parts. And when you contact them, you can bring that forward and have that discussion. It's just another touch. And finally, if you have opportunity currently out there, ensure that you reach that Service Plus bundle. Grab that brochure, that flyer. Make sure that you have that annuity stream in the background that's going to take care of that hardware sale. So right there are 5 different reasons of opportunity, different doors that you can open to reach your client. And then finally, I want to end on, we've never seen a landscape like what we have today. Flying solo today is more difficult than it's ever been before. So when I make that statement, together, we can both win. I truly mean it. And let me tangent just a little bit from that. All these charts, slides, pretty pictures that we've shown you today, fundamentally, Printronix is a changing company. I've worked in the technical service industry for just a little over 22 years. I started out with IBM. I've been with it for print. I made that transition into Rico. And I've chosen recently to work with Printronix because they sold me on the commitment to creating a true partner-based service business. So over the past 14 months, I've seen and I've been part of that heavily investment in this service support structure. We fine-tuned our ticketing system. We've invested in a new parts distribution system, which includes all the way up to the top, the 3PL, our warehousing, to ensure that we can have the spare strategy and the shipping strategy to meet our commitments, to meet your SLAs. We, as Fanny pointed, we completely revamped our service portal to ensure that both the end users and you have unparalleled communication. And when I say you, this is a tool that will open doors for you because you can understand what your customer is going through. You'll see the pain points. It's 100% transparent. If there are warts on a service call, your customer is going to see them, you're going to see them. And instead of reaching out to your customer saying, hey, I heard you had a service call last week, how'd that go? Within minutes, you can reach out to that customer and say, hey, see, they replaced a shuttle. How's it working? You're 2 steps ahead of where you were before when you make these calls. So that was a heavy investment for us, and it's going to benefit yourself. And finally, we elevated our marketing to ensure that each offering has supporting documentation. If it's an offering out there, you have the supporting documentation. And at no time has our service marketing been as strong as it has. And that's kudos to a few people on our team. And all this work was done with the strategy of rolling through this through our partners, through yourselves. At each point in today's discussion, you've heard Ron say, you've heard Fanny say, you've heard me say it several times, it's your customer. This is not a direct strategy. Printronix success is going to be built off your success. So I'm going to ask you to please take some time and look at your accounts and look at your account's current support solution and compare it to what we have to offer. Let us help you create that better margin. Let us help you create that better customer satisfaction, because all the tools are there for this. We've got the offerings, we've got the marketing, we've got the pricing. The tools are there to make this even more successful than what we have today. So together we have opportunity. And let me end with, at any time, and truly at any time, please reach out to myself, reach out to Fanny, reach out to Ron. We're here to support. Next slide, yeah. We do have more to talk about. We're coming up on the end of this hour. So I'm going to save it for another webinar, which we're going to produce at the end of next month. where we'll talk a little more about our Printronix certified parts, Printronix certified technicians, certified technician program. And we'll talk to you a little bit about how we've bolstered our warranty and our warranty registration to ensure that your customers, your accounts receive every day of warranty that they deserve to ensure they get it. And with that, I will end it, and I'll open it up to questions for Ron, for Fanny, for myself. Is there any questions out there or any ideas that we did not touch upon?
Yes, and for the attendees, you can go ahead. There is a Q&A button on your Zoom call. I've got a few calls already logged in, so go ahead, take your time, and we're going to walk through a few of the questions we got today. So this one I will let, it's a very good question, and it is Printronix now offering a true 7x24 program? You mentioned that a few times, but is it real 7x24?
I'll take that one. We have a more than one service provider that can provide us 24/7, and to provide that support. It's not an offering that's as leveraged highly as it was 8 to 10 years ago. The vast majority of our accounts that we support through our partners are 9x5. We do have 7x24 customers that have been very successful, and we can handle that for you. But it's not, it is still more difficult. They're still going to receive that 1-hour phone call. They are still going to receive diagnosis, and we can still get out there same day. But the parts and the parts distribution, in some instances, we'll push that 24/7 to next business day because of the delivery of the parts. That will compare favorably with other 24/7 vendors out there, as it's a small world. We all live in the same world, so we're all dealing with the exact same type of shipping issues. But yes, we do have 24/7 offerings. They're special bids, and I encourage you to bring them forward and see what we can do for you every chance you get.
Yeah, good question and clarification. I think we want to be clear that our service is really based on a 9x5, and as Chris said, the 724 would be on certain areas and certain customers where it's absolutely required. But that's a tough one to fulfill, and I think we've done a nice white paper on really what 724 means in the industry, and if the meaning is how we've documented it, it really ends up being next day service anyway because of the parts distribution. Thanks, Chris. A couple other questions is, can you clarify on CompleteCare? Does that mean that you're covering printers outside of the Printronix brand, i.e. thermal printers, barcode printers, etc.? So Fanny, since you're our CompleteCare expert, do you want to address that?
Sure. Thank you. So yes, we are providing support on multiple brands by technology. So we're doing support on Honeywell's, Zebras, Intermex, Datamax, Satos, HPs. We really are taking a look at the customers that have other line printers other than line printers. So when you're talking to your customer and they do have a line printer, more than likely they've got a thermal printer. More than likely it may not even be a Printronix brand. With CompleteCare, Printronix can support not only the Printronix branded printers, but everything outside of that. We do take a look at the product series, make sure it is a current product. We make sure that there's parts available to support it and that the technical support of that is. The delivery of it is great because our technicians are trained on multiple products. Many times the technician has certifications with HPs and Zebras and Honeywell, and we are leveraging that in order to expand the services. And all of those customers that have CompleteCare will be managed as well through the service portal. So regardless of what brand of product they have under contract, they will be eligible for the service portal.
Great, thank you. And then we got another one that I think, Fanny, you'll probably be able to help me on this one. It says, we use the portal frequently. Will there be a search added to the printers under contract or printers by location? So I guess I'm assuming, will there be a search function under our portal?
So there is not at this time. However, if you go to the last menu button where it lists all the printers, you can export it to a spreadsheet, which takes seconds, guys, to do that. And then you can search from there.
Okay. So hope that's clear for the answer. So I think you just go ahead and play around a little bit on our new service portal and reach out to Fanny if you need any help on that. Speaking about that, I think I'll go ahead and just move this slide up there, or if you want to make sure you get a hold of everybody, all of our emails are here. Okay, so that's good. They say thank you for that answer. We just have a couple more minutes left and a couple more questions. Let me just see if I can kind of condense that down. Will this presentation be available? Yes, every attendee, you will get a follow-up email with a link to the PDF presentation. But you know what the great thing is, guys? We put everything on the website. So now you don't have to go to a portal. You don't have to go to your rep. Just go to printronix.com, click on our new service tab, and you'll pretty much find everything on there. If you do want any of the flyers with your logo and name on it, you would go ahead and I would say Fanny's name is on here. We'll work with Lydia in our marketing department. We can simply add your logo and your contact number on it, create a PDF for you so you have your own special branded service program. All right, that was the end of the questions unless anybody else has anything, or Chris, Fanny, Lydia, anything for you?
I don't have anything at this time. I just want to say thank everybody for joining us.
Great, and I want to
appreciate everybody's attendance. Thank you.
Yeah, we want to respect everybody's time. We got it done in 58 minutes. We'll give you 2 minutes back. Thank you so much for attending, and I hope you do all understand our commitment to really having a new revamped service program. Give us a test. If we fall down and skin our knee, we'll make it right for you and your customer. But I think we are there and ready to go on and take and grow your service business. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a great week ahead.